What's her name?
Delandra is her full name.
Delandra.
Call her Dill or Dylan.
Okay, what should we do, Ken?
I do want to eat. I feel
Okay.
crazy.
Want to put on your mic?
Yeah.
You are my second Poosh interview.
Who's your first, Mom?
Yeah, and 2 is my favorite number. Do you feel honored?
I feel super honored.
So we're here where you ride horses. I've ridden, is that a word?
Yeah.
Ridden horses with you one time.
Oh, in Malibu.
Malibu.
Yeah.
We should do that again.
Yeah.
Wait, so how long have you been riding horses again? I can't remember.
I mean, I have this photo.
Like, how did you even ride for the first time?
Well, I remember being like, I'm not even kidding, I think I was like 3 or 4 when we lived on that house in El Dorado and in Hidden Hills, which is a horse community, and there was a horse up the street called Sweet Pea.
Oh, yeah.
There's a picture of me, Rob, and Kylie with Sweet Pea and one of the other horses that they had.
Yeah.
And I like fell in love with horses, just being around them in our community.
Yeah.
And then I remember asking, I don't remember, but I'm assuming I asked Mom and Dad to like take me to get lessons, and they found a place called Foxfield, which is led next to Sherwood.
So did you go
Sometimes,
every
like,
day after
multiple
school?
times a day. Yeah. I would go every day after school, and then when it was summertime, there was a woman that worked in Hidden Hills, and I would go all day long from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and I would ride every single one of her horses. She probably had like 13 to 15 horses. I would ride every single one for her.
And you and Chloe are the 2 in the family that are into riding horses. So, do you ever ride together?
No.
Have you
I
ever?
don't think she's done it
In
like
years.
like at least 20 years or
Yeah.
something.
And is Kylie not into it?
She is, but she's not into it like me. Like, when we go to Wyoming, she's really good at it. She loves it. But kind of the only one that still does it and does it like how I do it.
I feel like you found your passion, like you knew you wanted to be a model.
Yeah.
And you made it happen. And I feel like it doesn't happen that easily for people. But how do you feel like you just knew that? And
I feel like with modeling, it's the same thing that I had, or the same feeling that I had with riding, where it was just an undeniable feeling, where I just knew that I loved it so much. I'm that kind of person. Like, I can connect that even with like my personal, like my love life. Like, I'm very much someone who I fall in love with. I'm like love at first sight type of person. Like, I know I'm gonna fall in love with you the second I meet you. I have this overwhelming feeling, and that doesn't happen a lot for me. And then I'm not the kind of person who can like gradually fall in love with someone. I don't know how that's supposed to. I don't understand that. So I think it's the same thing for me with like kind of knowing what I like want to do or what I like. I'm a really like straightforward person when it comes to that. But it's not always like, I would never say that I always have it together, or I always like know what's going on, you know? Like I go through moments of like not knowing and being unsure and like, what do I want to do next?
but about what?
About like
About your
life,
career?
about work sometimes. Like, I think everyone goes through those moments of like, I'll have days where I'm like, this is good, I feel like I'm in a good place, I feel like this is great, da-da-da-da. And then I'll go through moments of like, what is going on? Where am I going next? And then I kind of just have to sit back and be like, I can't think about it too much, because if you do, I just feel like that's when things get messy and unnatural. And I think everybody has a plan, and I am only 23, and I think to have it this together at 23 is already such a success. But to like, so I kind of have to tell myself that and sit back and be like, don't stress, like Mom always
And not
tells
to
me.
rush things. I think like
Totally.
give it space and let it
Totally.
breathe. That's what I feel like I'm just now learning that about like giving things space and letting it breathe. And I feel like I did that even without consciously thinking about it. But I had years where I didn't feel like not that I wasn't working because I was filming the show, and you know, people don't really realize that that is a job and that we wake up every day and have hair and makeup and like, you know, film. And so, but besides that, I just felt like I didn't have my passion, or not that I didn't have a passion, because I feel like my passion is my kids and just even taking care of my house and, you know, like certain things like that. But a passion, like a work passion, I felt like I didn't have that until, you know, for years, like, and now doing Poosh, I feel like that's my passion.
But also, you could probably say this for yourself, but Mom would always say to me, like, you don't have to have it all figured out right now. You're still so young. Like, she was like, look at me. I didn't get the show till we were like 50, till I was like 50.
Yeah.
Like, and even with you, I feel like you could
I was 27.
Yeah, but beyond that, like you just said, you had years of kind of just like, you did the show every day, but you kind of were still figuring it out. And like, how old are you now?
Almost 40.
You're almost 40, and you're like just starting this Poosh. Like, everyone goes through. Like,
yeah, I think
this
it's
in
like
life.
chapters.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have it all figured out.
Yeah.
And I think that's like an important thing that I'm really trying to do now, because I get super impatient. Like, I'm like, I want this now.
I do too. I get. So
I don't have
impatient.
time. Like, I need to figure it out. This isn't working for me. Like, I'll be like, the second something like throws it off, because I'm such a perfectionist, I'll be like, this isn't working for me.
I know what you mean. I do. The same.
Okay, the final question. What do you want to push yourself to do more of?
Maybe to like be more like open and like loving to other people and like to the world. I know that's
like welcoming, or like when you meet
yeah, I
people?
mean, I am naturally like a very, like when I meet someone, I'm very like kind of shut off.
Yeah.
But that's just, I actually kind of like that about me. Like, I don't want to be
Open to just anybody.
Exactly, because I don't know if
Yeah.
everyone is that deserving. I
Yeah.
think there are some like, you know, questionable people out there, but I do want to be more like, I don't,
Or maybe understanding
yeah.
of that
everybody. I think what we all kind of fall victim to is, in this like day and age, I think it gets so easy to like judge someone via like the internet or
Totally.
whatever. And I think I want to push myself to be more like less of that, like
less judgy and maybe more understanding.
Yeah, and like just like not give it that negative energy all the time. I think that we always like just
I do the same thing.
we run to I saw this interview that Gabrielle Union did, where she basically talks about how she would like kind of in a place of insecurity almost, she would jump to talking down about a person because it almost made herself like temporarily feel better about it, when in the long run it didn't actually do something to that person. It didn't hurt their bank account. It didn't boost hers up. Nothing really actually happened. It just kind of put that negative energy on herself. And I think I'd like to push myself to push myself to not doing those things, because I think it's so true. It only brings you down.